So we're back at One-Eyed Jacks, buying into 1-2, and we are only buying in for 140 today, which I usually never do. I usually like to buy in from anywhere from 200 to the max 300, but we're only buying into 140, and our table is a pretty good table. It's mainly all regulars, and so we got to be aware, just look for our spots, play tight, and wait to double up, and then get a comfortable stack. We start the session at 10:45. And we're looking to build off the session a couple days ago where we made $334. For the first hand, we look at Ace-5 of diamonds from the button. And we decide, few limpers, we decide to raise it up to 15. The big blind now raises us to 50. And here, if we had a few hundred in our stack, we might play, but I'm playing short stack, and I don't really want to get in my first hand with Ace-5. So we just give him credit, and we fold. Now you might say, Ryan, why show us this? But he has 5-4 offsuit, and this is going to get pretty important into the session, so just bear with me.
Every now and then you got to show a bluff, and every now and then you got to show the nuts.
So here, we're in the small blind to under the gun raise to 12. One color, we look at pocket nines. Under the gun range is probably going to be pretty good, so we're just going to put in a call here. And we're going 3 ways to a flop, which is 7-2-7. We check to the aggressor. The aggressor puts out a big bet of 40. Now here we have an overpair, but once the under the gun +1 calls, someone's got to have us beat. So we go ahead and fold. I ended the video, but under the gun at pocket jacks and under the gun +1 had a 7. So here on the button, we look down at pocket 7s. I go ahead and raise to 12. And I ran scored here, so I was a little distracted. And we get one caller, and then a second caller. So out to a flop, and it is Ace-Jack 7. And now, first to act is going to doink for $10, and the other player's going to call, and I'm just going to slow play this one because we're really not scared of anything with bottom set. So now it's a 9 of spades, so complete rainbow board. Nothing to really be worried about, but I got to start growing this pot. So the aggressor from the flop goes ahead and bets again for 15. Same player calls. Now I go ahead and bump it up to 45. Hoping for 2 calls, but probably they're not going to be too strong here, as there's not really any draws I really got to worry about. And the initial guy calls, and same with the other player. Now the board pairs with a 9. And we're pretty much always good here with the full house. So I go ahead and jam when they check to me. Now this guy goes in the tanker here. It's $86 to call. We're just hoping he calls me with a strong ace here. Or maybe if somehow he has a 9, which he probably never does. But he tanks for a long time. And he calls, and we are good. He said that he had an ace, and I'm pretty much always folding an ace there, but this guy is not. And we take down a big one. Next hand, we get Queen-Jack offsuit, and the dealer flipped over one of my cards on accident, and we would have had queens if not. But flop's not bad. Jack, 2, 3, with 2 clubs. I have Queen-Jack. The cutoff raises. I put in the call. See another one. And the board pairs with a 3. And I check. And this guy's a really nitty player. Doesn't really bluff. Just bets big when he has it. He bets 50 here. I know if I call, I'm facing a river jam. So I probably just think it's best to let this one go. I don't have too strong of a hand. And that is exactly what I do after a little bit of a tank. And he does not show. Our last hand was played at 11:30, and this hand is now being played at 12:40. So we are not very patient. And he goes ahead and 3-bets us to 40 after we bet 10. And I'm getting impatient. This guy showed me a 5-4 offsuit bluff. So we go ahead and bump it up to 120. I usually never do stuff like this, but he just snap calls me, which is not a good sign. And out comes the board, and it's an okay one. We flop an open-ender and also a flush draw. We're just going to jam on here, and he's got 10s, which is kind of a weird call, but out comes a 7. We get the straight, and he draws dead. Now, and a flush just on top of that, but now this is a very unorthodox play out of me. I usually never do stuff like this, but I was getting impatient. I needed to get my get back on this guy, and I decided to make a crazy play, which I don't really know why he called the flop there, because I haven't played a hand in an hour and 15 minutes, and typically I have a strong pair there, like aces, kings, queens, ace, king, which I don't really know what he beats there with 10s, unless if I'm, I don't know, bluffing with 7 deuce, which I never do after not playing for an hour or 15 minutes, but he snap calls, and we take it down, which was a good one to win. We got really lucky there, and now I'm just going to go back to playing tight now that we won a big one. So once again, we're getting pretty cold. About 30 minutes later, I have ace-jack offsuit, and I raised to 15 on the cutoff. And the typical villain of the story calls, and we get 2 more callers. So $60 pot, and out comes a flop of ace, 8, 7, all clubs. We're in position here to everyone. It checks to us. And we're going to just make a c-bet here, see where we're at, and I make it 25. Now, the same guy that we keep getting pots with is now going to bump it up min-click to 50. And I'm going to go and put in a call. We got the jack of clubs, and I feel like he's pretty mad about the last hand. And out comes the turn, which is an 8. Which, it's not the best card, but I don't really know what hands he's going to be doing, like 3-betting us with an 8. And he goes and bets 100. Which I should probably fold here, but I don't. I call. And the river comes another 8. So now we have a full house. And he goes to bet. And then he checks, which scares me a little bit. I should probably bet here, but I just feel like we're not getting called by anything worse. It's pretty obvious we have an ace here. And after a little bit, deciding what to do, I just check it back, flip over my full house. And he shows 3-4 clubs. So he had us beat pretty good up until that point. We did have some outs with our jack, but we take down a big one, which the dealer thinks it's his at first, but then we tell him, and he gives it to us. So a little time goes by, and we pick up pocket 7s, and there's a bunch of callers, and we decide to call as well. So out comes a flop of 6-6-4, and we have an overpair here and some potential backdoor straights. And this guy go ahead and leads out for 35, which he was a pre-flop addresser. He's got all the overpairs in his range. No turn we like's really good. So I decided to just lay this one down. And turns out that was a smart play because he had pocket 10s here. And yeah, that's about the last hand of the session. Nothing really else important. I lost a little more from this high point here. I just kept getting pocket pairs. I got pocket 10s, pocket 8s, and we had just not see any good flops. So that's about the end of the session. So we bought in for 140 and we're out for 666 for a profit of $526 today, which was about 200 an hour, which probably isn't going to be obtainable over time. We're just having a good couple sessions here. We played a lot longer than last time. We played 10:45 to 1:25 a.m., so about 2 hours and 40 minutes, which last time we only played for an hour, and we made $334. So we're doing good. Off to a hot start, up $860 if you include those two. And yeah, gonna hopefully do good in the next one as well. Although we made a lot of money today, I think we definitely could have played a lot better. We had some hands that we didn't play very good, and I mean, we got on the lucky side of it today, but won't always happen. So, I mean, there's definitely room to improve, but that's half the reason I make these videos, is to see what I'm doing wrong, see what I can do better, and become more profitable. We'll see you guys in the next one.